It's Wario that says, "I'm the best."
I'm the best.
Oh man, welcome back to another episode of Nostalgia Land as we do our best Wario's and Luigi. I'm Luigi. Let's hear that
I'm
bomb.
Luigi. One better one.
Let's do it. We're going to play that so much that you're just going to fall in love with it because that's what we do.
Yeah. It's an earworm. We're going to be right here.
I'm gonna get you till you love me. Up the doshas, Mike.
I'm a bee.
Welcome back, man. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we are reviewing. Honestly, this was one of the most difficult movies we've had to watch. I'm going to tell you this: it's better than Air Bud, and I'm going to stick with that for this episode. But
yeah,
you know what this movie is?
It's not good.
No, it's not. It's definitely the worst of the Pauly Shore trio that we've watched.
So basically, for me, I feel like I have a lot of love for this movie. I think it's so funny, but it's because we watched it so much when we were young.
Yeah.
And if I had watched this today, I would hate the shit out of this movie so bad.
When we were young.
It's like if you watched our last week's episode with Shaun of the Dead and we talked about hating Ed.
Yeah.
God, I would want to like double choke slam these guys off of a cliff. They are so horrible.
God.
You'd be Faulkner.
Yes, we would be Faulkner. We'd be Faulkner of life.
The desert and try to kill him.
Real quick, before we keep going, I always do this at the end, but check out our YouTube page. Check it out. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the little notification bell.
You can
follow us over there. See us on video. We're ugly. It's fun. But check us out there, and please comment. Leave us some likes and stuff. Share us with your family and your friends if you love them, if you hate them. There's reason for both. But please check us out on YouTube and participate in the show. Give us some ideas for content, for future movies, for future shows. We will do shows. We just need time to put them together because they're a lot more effort and a lot more time consuming than just doing movies. Don't die, Trey. You're supposed to drink it, not inhale it. Yeah, right over there? Okay, good. But yeah, I just wanted to do that up front because a lot of times we wait till the end and maybe not a lot of people go all the way into the end. And back to Biodome. Sorry.
A lot of you guys have tuned
Welcome. So 1996, Biodome, starring Pauly Shore and Stephen. Oh my gosh, Stephen Baldwin. Hailey Bieber's dad.
Who admitted that he did this movie for the money.
And everyone else told him, please God, don't. And we still freaking did. Okay, I just have to come out clean. I like and I still love and appreciate Pauly Shore. But like you said, this is detrimental to both of them. This makes like the squirrel and everything, the whole like him being like the mascot of the 90s just shot out of a cannon, dude. And it's terrible. Yeah. It jumped the shark. And it's so hard to bounce back from this. I can't imagine how they were like, yeah, okay, Pauly, like, what do you want to play? Who do you want to do? And he's like, I want to be, what's his name from all the aerobics videos and stuff, and then being like, I don't know
Richard Simmons.
Yes, they wanted him to be Richard, and I kind of want to give him a shot. I would give him a shot on that. But yeah, so
he would be awesome as Richard Simmons. He looks so much like him.
He does it in a good way because Richard. I mean, they both they share some similar qualities. But I would love to see Pauly do something.
You're something. You're doing it.
Everyone needs a Richard in their life, though. They need a Rich. Yeah, man. Like I said, this was really difficult to get through. I kept pausing it and like having to take breaks. I was like, that was the dumbest, weirdest shit I have seen in a movie. And I used to love this movie. I did. I used to see this movie all the time at our good buddy Zach's house as a kid. And now I was watching this time, and I literally had to take breaks from how dumb it was. Especially whenever they were like, well, we can get into it, but they're constantly sniffing each other's farts, and that felt like kind of like that not only felt like a fuck you to like whatever like mainstream culture, but it kind of felt like a fuck you to us as an audience. Like, oh, you're here to watch this. Watch what we're doing. You paid $7 for this ticket, and now watch us just literally sniff each other's farts. And I was just like, there was no point to this. So here we go.
I have a
Biodome.
Are they brothers?
I think so.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're like half brothers, different, same mom, different dads.
I will deep dive into that if you guys want to keep going. I'll figure this out.
So this, I think I'm double checking. Of the 3 Pauly Shore movies that we've now done, this one has the lowest rating.
Are you kidding? It has a 4% on Rotten Tomatoes. 4%. It is so bad. It is so bad.
Well,
I love it.
Looking at IMDb, it has a 4.4 out of 10. In the Army Now is a 5.1, and Son-in-Law is a 6.
Dude, In the Army Now is way beyond 5.1 over this movie. Like it's more like a 6 for In the Army Now and like a 7.5 for Son-in-Law, because Son-in-Law and In the Army Now are both good movies in my opinion. There's a lot of stupid moments. There's a lot of Pauly Shore being Pauly Shore that is what he was about in the 90s, but kind of take you away from the movie a lot more than you would think watching them again.
Yeah.
But he just does not stop in this movie. He is constantly the weasel and making weird noises and weird sounds. And then Stephen Baldwin tries to be him.
Tries to one up him, yeah.
2 of them being completely brain damaged for the whole movie. Even when they're like redeeming themselves, they're still absolutely retarded and making just like the snoochies boochies to like all this stuff. I mean,
it's funny because when we were gonna do this movie, I looked it up. Like I looked up interviews with Pauly Shore on YouTube, and it was him and Stephen Baldwin talking about doing Biodome 2. Where like
dude,
they go to Mars.
I saw that they were talking about doing part 2.
Yeah, where like they basically get like sent to Mars to be in the biodome on Mars, and they were laughing because Stephen Baldwin was like, "Yeah, my brother told me this would end my acting career, doing this movie."
Right.
Alec Baldwin told Stephen Baldwin, "If you do this movie, it will end your acting career."
He's probably right.
There will
the first one pretty much started the nail being driven in the coffin of Pauly Shore.
I feel like Pauly Shore gets away with it because this is his character in like every movie
in life.
Yeah, but this is like in Spinal Tap when theirs go to 11. This is Pauly Shore cranked to 11.
Yeah,
like it's so bad that like, come on, man.
So funny because out of all 3 of these movies, though, like, couldn't think of the name of the movie. Son-in-Law, In the Army Now, and Biodome. I might quote Biodome the most.
The most.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I gotta know what you're quoting.
The biggest one in our house that got quoted a lot. Anytime the word "free" came up, free,
Mahi Mahi, free Mahi Mahi.
If you will,
I can tell exactly when the second coming of Jesus is. It will be the premiere date of Biodome 2. The trumpets will sound, and they'll be like, "This is it. You've done it. The earth is over. We've completed. Now everyone gather, and we're gonna go watch In the Army Now to
God gave us a shot, and we blew it.
We blew it.
Let's
give it up.
Just 2.5 more hours. This thing,
no
movie.
2.5 more hours.
Now, if they were to break the realm, it'd be like it's like a 4-hour movie. If you could break the realm, and it's like a 4-hour movie with Pauly Shore.
It's 2 DVDs.
Yeah,
2 Blu-rays.
Oh man,
for Biodome 2.
Remember when VHS had to do that? Like
when Titanic was 2.
2 cassettes.
I think that was the only one I can remember. If there was any others.
Please flip over for part 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
DVD.
No, I'm sure there were more. Sure, there were more.
To flip them over for part 2.
Or for widescreen.
The movie opens. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, there was double side on that back when we had square televisions. But so we meet Bud and Doyle. The movie
with
opens.
them
They're
on their
just two
couch.
idiots. There's a lot of just explanations. It's the whole intro is like the Earth is ruined, and we're gonna here's the Biodome 5, and we're gonna fix it, and all this other stuff. And then you
Well, they're
kind of meet
introducing
them.
the biodome.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there was no naturalness about it. Is my point to it? It wasn't just like, oh, like this happens and then this happens. It's like, no, no, no. We need to explain to people because we didn't shoot the movie right at all to help
Mhm.
them understand where this is happening. And it's just that Bud and Doyle, like, they trying to get out of going to like this park cleanup with their girlfriends who never forget a environmental uh
Yeah,
uh
their girlfriends are
thing.
environmentalists, and every
But
time they ask them to do something, they come up with an excuse
yes, so they never
why not
forget
to
where
go.
there's the new environment thing, but what she does forget is a bra every time, and I think
Mhm.
they really
The
kept
whole
playing
movie.
that up. They were like, "Oh, there at least people are gonna come to see this because this is fantastic." But anyways, so it was hard getting into it, and then you just find them being idiots in the living room. But what got me was, like, their closeness with bodily functions because he's like they're sitting on the couch and Bud, sorry, not Bob, because the other guy calls him that. Bud reaches his foot over and starts telling Stephen Baldwin, "Hey, like, bite the nail off that toe, like, get the
Yeah.
corn, dude." And he's like,
The one get the one with the corn.
"Yeah."
Ugh.
I had to stop it in that moment. I left it there. I was like, "I'm done. I'm done. I don't know what this movie is supposed to be about." I forgot completely. So, anywho, they're complete morons and they don't care
You
about
know
the
how you know
environment.
this movie is gonna be bad right off the start is the fact that the opening credits is just music and crap flying around, and it goes on for like 2.5 minutes.
It does.
It just felt like this is never gonna end. Like this movie is never gonna start. Am I gonna have to fast forward it? Is there gonna be commercial breaks on what I'm streaming it on? Because this just continues on and on and on forever into eternity.
I actually skipped through that because I was like, "Oh my god, when does it start?" And you're right, it's like 3 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes
Hmm.
almost of just intro music. Yeah, so these morons, dude. So they're gross, they're
It's funny because there's like
stupid. Ugh, free Mahi Mahi, what you're saying.
yeah, so you're introduced to them as stoners, basically, and they don't wanna go to this function to clean up is it a like a park?
Yeah, it's the
I
clean of
think
a
so.
park, yeah.
Park
No,
cleanup?
it's like the beach.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
So, they don't wanna go so they're Rochambeauing, which is one of the funniest parts, or rock, paper, scissoring. They say
Mhm.
Shambo is what they say, but, um, to see who has to get hit in the face with a book
Yeah.
so that they don't have to go. It's a good recurring bit. One of the good few recurring bits in the movie is he constantly throws rock. Uh, Bud always beats Doyle because Doyle
Yeah.
always throws rock, and
Every
he
time.
throws paper, and he's like, "You lose. Assume the position."
You lose.
He has to put his hands behind his neck and just scream, "Ready." And Pauly Shore runs up, or Bud runs up and smashes him in the face with this book, sends him back handspringing into their, like, chest that they have in the
Yeah.
house, and then all of that falls on him. The
It
girlfriends show up saying, "We're ready to go, let's go." And, "We can't go. Doyle took a fall. He was in the spirit of environmentalism, and he was like, 'Free Mahi Mahi, free Mahi Mahi,' on the couch, and he fell."
Yeah, they have a big dolphin,
Downed
Mahi
him.
Mahi, on the wall, and that's their idea is to tell the girls that he's trying to free Mahi Mahi, and
He's
that's
standing there
how he
going,
ended up falling off the
"Free
couch.
Mahi Mahi, free Mahi Mahi."
Those are those moments that Pauly Shore's gimmick, his character, works perfectly. That you end
Yeah.
up quoting 30 years later, "Free Mahi Mahi," like to each other all the time.
Almost
Like in the
exactly
Army now where
30
he's,
years.
"Suck on this one time."
Exactly, exactly.
S So many more quotable things. It's so funny because I was
Um,
watching it and watching it, and I kept thinking, like, "Where's the lines that I would normally say out of this?" And there was the only one that I remember is, like, at the very end, and that's about it, and it's crazy. Oh, nope, hold on. I hit a thing. Bring back Hall. Sorry,
We're
I hit
good.
a button. Anyways, yeah, no, I was like, wait, I remember quoting this movie, and then like as it got to the end, I went, "Oh, you idiot! You were just quoting In the Army now." Like in my head, I was like, "Wait, where are the quotes? Where are the funny quotes I remember?" And then I was like, "Oh shit, this is the wrong movie completely." I couldn't remember anything from this. That was like, "Oh yeah, I said that all the
It's the
time."
wrong
The
Pauly Shore
free
movie.
Mahi Mahi.
Mhm.
Go for it. Yeah. Uh,
There's
yeah.
the purple sticky punch. That's another one that they quoted at the end where he's like,
Purple sticky
I'm Mr. Purple Sticky
sticky
Punch. And
punch.
he's spraying it with the water. Yeah.
The plot kicks off. They get found out by the girlfriends because the book leaves the imprint of the title in
And the
Doyle's head,
globe.
the globe,
Yeah.
and they find out that they staged the injury, and the girlfriends get mad and they drive off to go on their own, and they're talking to
Yeah,
each other, and she's talking to her friend, "Who thinks of that? Free Mahi Mahi? Like, they're so sick." The other
dude,
girlfriend is
she says like
sympathetic.
you would rather give him a concussion, knock
Yeah.
him out cold, than go do environmental things with us.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
just-
they're talking to each other, and the other girl is defending them. She's talking to
Yeah.
her, "Bud's getting better. He got off the couch, and he started
I
doing
guess,
yoga."
yeah, that
The
made this
girlfriend
painful
says
too.
there is something about a man who can lick his own back.
That's it.
There's some
It made
weird
this
stuff
painful too. Was like there was no like character that was like redeeming of like, oh, there's the smart one. Oh, there's the healthy one. Oh, there's the one that like has
Well,
like a good
I guess those
perspective
would
on
be the
stuff.
Biodome 5 would be
Yeah,
the
the
redeeming
Biodome 5.
characters in this.
And they get
Anyway.
like 3 minutes of actual screen time. The whole Biodome 5. They got their paychecks, I'm sure. But it's like you look at this whole movie and it's so much of just Bud and Doyle just doing the most stupidest shit. Like the scenes don't end sometimes. I'm just going to say that. Okay, but I thought it was funny. The one part that I laughed at
Anyway,
was
yeah.
the girlfriend was like, there's a party at Vasquez Lake, and so they go to Vasquez Lake and it's dried, completely dry, and there's just junk, and it's like Vasquez Lake.
there.
Well,
This
they
place is
tell
a
Bud and
junk.
Doyle that swimmers invited them to set
Yes.
them off.
Yeah, to like a party to piss them off. And so they're standing there like they're not here. And so like they're drinking from this big gulp like thing, and like he throws Doyle throws the cup behind him, lands on the ground, and Bud's like, "Doyle, don't be wasteful." And like you think, oh, he's like, okay, so yeah, he's not a complete asshole, like he's not a dick. But he picks up the cup and he goes, "Free refill with proof of purchase," and he pulls off like the coupon off the bottom of the cup, and he's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
like the
and then
tab on the bottom.
yeah, and then just throws the rest away. And I was just like, God, dude, like save the cat.
And then you get
like,
the first
something.
tribal, and they start dancing. Like,
Yeah, anytime they yell tribal, they just start dancing like idiots.
my favorite part of that is when they're trying to be discreet, and they're like, "Mini tribal," and
What is that part? When does that happen?
that happens when they meet the 2 female scientists who are like way too attractive to be an agriculturalist and a botanist.
100%.
Met a lot of those, huh?
And they pull off the pickup lines, and she walks away, and he's like, "Oh, they're gonna want us for sure. Mini tribal."
Oh yeah.
It's in the hallway.
That's right.
Anyway,
Oh, man.
they're driving back, and Doyle has to use the bathroom. He says he's got to drain his lizard, and he Pauly
Yeah,
Shore
man,
asks,
he just drank a bladder buster.
"Can you
Yeah.
cork it?" Negatory. And
What do
the
you mean?
best-
Can I cork it? What does that mean? Can I put it like? Can I put something in there to stop it from coming out? Like, what are
it's
you
called
asking me
sounding.
right now?
It's
Just
called
a pinky.
sounding.
Yeah.
Just the pinky through
The
the
best
tip.
part is they're in the desert. Like, they could
Yeah.
just pull over and pee
Anywhere.
in the desert.
Anywhere.
But they're trying to drive. He's like, "Let's check out that mall over there." The Biodome does kind of look like not a biodome. It's like a
Mhm.
building with
Yeah,
a
it
greenhouse
does look like
attached
a
to the
mall.
side.
I
So
don't
they
blame
see all
them on
these
that.
people, and they think it's a mall.
Yeah.
And they fool the security guard to get in because they're having the big opening ceremony, and he's trying to pee like into the river that's around the Biodome, and he can't do it because little Elvis has stage fright.
Yeah, that's
They have
right.
firecrackers. So Bud grabs Doyle's cigarette and lights firecrackers, and they think it's an assassin trying to kill these scientists.
Yeah, the Biodome 5.
And
What?
they sneak in to use the bathroom, the whole premise behind the biodome is these 5 scientists are testing if they can survive for a year and maintain homeostasis purely
At
cut off from the
100%.
world, growing
Yes.
their own food, um,
Own
creating
oxygen.
their own oxygen, their own rain, all of
Yep.
that with different biomes, which is why it's called the biodome. So there's like a desert, a rainforest, a
I love the idea of like us adding
jungle.
layers to this, like that there's these beautiful, like all these really amazing layers to this movie. And then it's Doyle pissing in their river, like because that
In
just
the
makes more
rainforest.
sense. Rather than
And
finding
the
any
way they get
toilet.
found out, they're they don't. They end up peeing in the waterfall in the rainforest.
Exactly. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they get found out is they're all posing for the picture after they close the doors and they've locked for a year, and Bud and Doyle are standing behind them, just, "Hey."
Well, I like how they did it when Doyle's peeing in the waterfall, and it cuts to the computer, and the computer starts bringing the homeostasis down from 100% and saying like toxins have been introduced into the water supply or whatever, all scientific and computery, and it's just from him peeing in the river. And the homeostasis is now at 99.7%.
And the big investor that, has, like, basically funded Biodome is he's so quick to turn it because the press is there, and, "Oh my gosh, 2 people got locked inside with them," and immediately Henry Gibson's character, Leakey, the the founder of Biodome is, "No, they're
Yes.
here to represent chaos theory as we know it in our," which is such an appropriate, like, they're chaos, that's what it is.
Yeah, they are walking chaos.
That's a
1,000%.
I think between them, they have 1 functional brain cell.
Yeah. I would love to
Maybe,
actually
maybe
like
half of one.
at least one that fires. They I would love it if we actually had like a friend who was like a scientist to be like, how probable is this actually work? Like as them like just being in this environment,
I'm
like
sure
just from a science standpoint, like tell me more.
I'm
That's the
sure
only thing
the
I find
science
interesting.
behind Biodome would work. I don't know if you put 2 semi-challenged people in there and then just were hell-bent on destroying it.
Let's
I don't
just
know
say
how
these
well
guys are making them at night.
Yeah.
not making them a night dead.
Not making it right, dude. Those Pixar,
Anyway,
those fake
they through
Pixar
a
things are terrible.
series of oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. It's just saying.
Yeah.
I was saying those fake Pixar things.
Through
I
a
think there's a
series
slight
of
delay tonight, but it's okay.
through a
Yeah,
series of
you're definitely delayed. I think Trey and I aren't.
Sorry. I'll make
through a
my
series
time.
of mini montages, they show how they're slowly messing up the biodome.
Yeah.
They get bored at one point, and all of the scientists are meeting in a room, and Bud and Doyle are playing golf, and they've made golf clubs out of items they found around, like
Plumbing.
shower curtain, shower head, and it's one of my favorite parts of the movie is the other 5 scientists are sitting in the room, and Bud hits a golf ball or which is a rounded rock through the glass and shatters it as they're debating what to do with them, and he turns around to the goat who they're using as their cat, and he's like, "Dang it, how am I supposed to hit a par with a double birdie with the curtain iron, and you're standing back here during my backswing, Billy?" Kicking him like, "Let's go." Shanked it.
And it's funny how when they first come in, the 4 out of the 5 scientists are
Kick him out.
saying we can't do this. This is not going to work. They're idiots. It'll never work. We don't have the food for it. We don't have the resources for it. We're supposed to be in here for a year. We have what we as 5 people need for a year. And Faulkner, the one that's in charge of all of them and wears his white scarf throughout the whole movie, he's like, no, we'll make this work. We can do this. Like, don't worry about it. And he's super nice to them and trying to kind of bring them in and teach them about the biodome and what's going on and what they're going to be doing and everything.
Yeah.
And that changes very rapidly later in the movie. and Faulkner becomes a completely different person when at the drop of a hat, basically. Now they do bring it upon themselves, Bud and Doyle. They're just so stupid, and they ruin everything.
It is quite literally towards the end of the movie that they suddenly realize, oh shit, we need to end the movie. How are we going to do that with some kind of like creative plot twist or intensity like building up? Because it's just people in a house, like, and not even like trying to like disrupt anything really. They're just trying to keep everything in homeostasis, and it's frustrating just from that. I'm sorry, I'll stop right now.
Well,
But
Well,
all right, there's
there's
stuff.
the funny
Sorry.
moments like with the little the biologist, the weird biologist scientist
the
nerdy
bug
guy.
guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
bug guy who's got his butterflies that he's trying to mate because they would there's like a 1 in 10,000 chance that they would ever meet in the wild because these
Yeah.
things are on the brink of extinction. And he says, "Hey, you trying to get them to pork?" Okay. And like just
As
so
they're playing
stupid.
hide and seek.
Yeah. And they end up releasing the butterflies and all the bugs out into the wild of the biodome, and the guy's freaking out. He's super pissed off at them. And so their genius idea is to uh, basically make flypaper and raise the flypaper up in the desert and string it across this big expanse of the biodome wall. And they call the guy over and they say, "Hey, look, we caught your bugs." He says, "What do you? Oh, you did? Oh, that's so great!" And he's got he killed all their bugs. Like the poor dude's bugs are just stuck to this huge. There's birds in it. Like what in
That
the
got me.
world?
Okay.
Romulus.
They're
That's
so
what he-
Romulus.
Romulus.
Yes,
Romulus,
yes.
yeah.
I was like, I know his name is weird. What is his name? It's right there on the tip of my tongue.
Well,
It's played
to
by
kick off kind of
Mr.
the
Kevin West.
Kevin West. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the things that basically makes Faulkner turn on them is, yes, they're screwing things up, and he sequesters them to like their janitor shed, which is their room, and they find a vent that leads out of the room, and there's emergency stores of food. They have Cheetos and chips and non-perishable things like Spam, and they find it and they start eating, and then they find nitrous oxide. They start taking hits of laughing gas and eating all this food. At one point, Pauly Shore puts Spam into the nitrous oxide mask, and he's like breathing in the nitrous, going, "I'm a duck-billed platypus."
Yeah,
So
it's ridiculous.
Doyle
And did you
grabs
notice?
a needle and darts it into his chest.
It's like right here.
Did you notice that when he goes to do that spam bit with the nitrous and the big pile of spam, you could tell it's grossing him out so bad.
He almost-
His face looks like I'm about to vomit, and he kind of like, "Ugh," and then he just goes for it and does like, and I was like, oh man, I had never noticed that before when watching this movie when we were younger, that he just. Oh, he's like, oh, I'm gonna throw up. This is so nasty. And then he goes, "Oh, I'm a dog about power. I'm a dog about power."
Well,
That's-
after this, they banish them to the desert without food
Yep.
or water. And
Why was
as
it that
the-
they locked him in that room again?
who?
Oh, they
Bud
did.
Doyle.
They had locked Bud and Doyle in the room because they did something.
They were
and that's when Faulkner like first starts to like he all of a sudden he's on their side, and then it shifts ever so slightly.
They were bathing in the artificial rainmaker.
Yes. Yes.
Was that
That's
it?
right. They were bathing in the artificial rainmaker, and they had done a bunch of stuff. They had brushed their teeth with in the very beginning with Romulus's toothbrush, and he says, "Don't worry, I dunked it in her scope, so it's sanitized and all that stuff."
I think it was that.
Yeah, so they
and it was that, and them. It was because they killed the bugs. They're bathing in it. So they, I mean, this 45 minutes into the movie, and they decided like, okay, we need to just put these guys like in a jail cell until we figure out what to do with them.
Bungee jumping from the ceiling and all this.
Yeah, that was it. They were bungee jumping and
the safety dance. The safety dance montage is just
later.
Them showing off the biodome, or is that later? No, that's
later.
later. When they're after the party. Oh yeah.
So
and like
during this,
but there is like a montage at the beginning, right?
Yeah,
of them showing off the biodome and everything, like
them
showing off the biodome because
them just doing weird
Bud
shit.
tells Squirrel, he's like, or Doyle tells Squirrely, he's like, I'm bored. He's like, it's like camp. We'll make our own fun, and it's them bungee jumping and playing golf and doing all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
When they get sequestered to the desert, they find a lizard that they're trying to eat. And
we got to before we jumped. Faulkner now is done with
he's
them,
losing it.
and he's
losing
done.
it
He's like
slowly.
he's the shift happens like a little bit when he locks them in the room and everybody's behind him. Yeah, lock them in there, and then they find the food and they eat all which is ridiculous because why didn't they eat any of that junk food before? And why was there like radioactive symbols on the junk food container?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
how the hell? I mean, yes, their senses of smell are fantastic from sniffing farts their whole lives, but he can smell this food through the packaging, through this radioactive container. Like, okay, sure. And then the first thing they do, they're not even high.
No.
They're just normal sober. They rip the bag of Cheetos all the way down the middle and pour it all over the ground and all over Bud's head, and he's like rubbing it into his. It just shows like these characters. This is like the perfect example of them. The whole movie, they're just so stupid, so stupid. But
just stay
so
in
then
school,
Faulkner
kids.
takes them and
Stay in school.
yeah, exactly. Throws them down the stairs into the desert and raises the stairs up so they can't leave the desert area of the biodome. And they're down there just suffering, and they're talking to each other about how they're going to die. And it cuts to the biodome 5 and the two hot chicks and come over and say, "Hey, Faulkner, can we talk to you?" And he's just standing chest out, like observing.
He's doing like Tai Chi.
Yeah, that's right.
The biodome.
And they say, "Hey, look, I think it's time that we bring them back from the desert." And he says, "No, and they'll die down there. They can't survive." And he says, "It is what it is.
Nature." Yeah.
And it's the course of things. Like they're just gonna, like, what? You can't just let them die.
They say it's murder. It's what it is.
I wanted to say,
as they're chasing they're chasing a lizard to try to cook it and eat it as food, and they find a key in a back door. And the best is they push it open, and they both look at each other and go, "No way." They've been told they're stuck here. You can't get out. There's no way out. And the first thing
it feels like anybody watching the movie, they did what anybody watching this movie just thought. Like, no way. Like, this is what you're gonna do right now.
They could have just called their girlfriends.
They go to a payphone and order pizza.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because when they got out to the car,
parking ticket.
The car has like 50,000 parking tickets on it and a boot on it.
Yeah,
they
can't drive away.
Car. How are you gonna do that on a biodome site?
The two parts about that whole
kegger, they call their
the two parts about the desert that really was the one line that Pauly said that actually really made me actually laugh was when they're raising the steps, and Polly's like, "No, don't go. I can't see you," when it gets just above his eyeballs, and that's the one that I was like, "Oh, that was good shit." But yeah, we were skipping through with a lot of this, and I'm glad too, because there's not a lot of substance to this movie, but there's there's one of these weird ass side characters who is like Bud's girlfriend's boyfriend, and she makes like an allusion, like she alludes to the idea that he's like
Bud's girlfriend's mom's boyfriend.
Yes, Bud's girlfriend's mom's boyfriend, Russell, and they allude to the idea that like he's like her like sex slave, and that he has hurt his bladder and can't use a normal toilet, and so he's running out of Depends that he's wearing, and then his whole character the entire time is just grossly hitting on the daughter, Bud's girlfriend, who I'm assuming all of these kids are like 18, 19 maybe. It's super gross, dude.
Yeah, they're 18, 19, 20. They're talking about college and stuff. Joey Lauren Adams is the girl that plays Monique, who's Bud's girlfriend.
Yeah,
and she was Amy in Chasing Amy. She was in a lot of stuff back in the 90s. She was very popular as like the hot
Big
chick.
Daddy.
Yep, she's in Big Daddy.
She's the girlfriend. Yeah,
She's awesome. Love her. Yeah, she's the braless one, the braless wonder in this movie. But yeah, that guy is super disgusting. And while they're in the biodome, it keeps cutting back to the girls and what they're doing. And at first, they're just wondering what the hell are Bud and Doyle doing in there? How did they get in there? And they go and visit them, and it's like a prison where they're talking through the two-way glass with the microphones, and they're telling them like, "Oh, we can't come out for a year."
Oh, geez. Sorry, guys.
Okay, that was weird.
That was weird.
And and so you totally broke my. Okay,
I'm so sorry.
Then they go. They're trying to still do their environmental stuff, and they end up at this like environmental rubathon, I guess. I don't even know what it is.
Massage.
Yeah, back massage-a-thon at some college in like their courtyard. But it's really funny because Kyle Glass and Jack Black, Tenacious D, before they were famous, are there playing music for this crowd.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
save some trees.
Yeah, the second the camera starts to pan in on the scene and he's singing, I'm like, that's Jack Black. Like, that's totally
Instantly.
Tenacious D.
Like,
and
instant.
Sure enough, it cuts to them and they have like 2 seconds of screen time during this whole movie. There they are playing their guitars and he's like threatening to hit Kyle Glass with his guitar and stuff. But there's the two guys who are trying to hit on Bud and Doyle's girlfriends, and they're giving them back massages. And then that's when they hear about the party, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so after they get out with the key, they order pizzas, and Russell, the creepy, weird older guy, shows up in this like El Camino and to deliver the pizzas, and he tells them that the girls have been hanging out with these two college guys, and they think, oh, they're cheating on us. Our girlfriends are cheating on us. Oh, we have to show them, and they decide to throw this party at the Biodome. And they call their buddy that's like, I didn't even, when watching the movie, I didn't even remember him from any other time in the movie.
That's because he's not.
He just shows up and they're acting like he's been a part of this. Like, yeah, this guy, their buddy Roach, has been there the whole
now
time.
Now that you guys are big time celebrities, you don't have time for your friends anymore.
Yeah.
We're stuck in a bubble, dude.
And so they get him to print off flyers.
Because his dad owns a print shop.
Yeah, and he's there working at this print shop. And he's like, remember that time that I had you print those flyers for us? I need you to do that again. But that basically we were throwing a party at the Biodome. And so it gets back to the girls when they're at this rubathon at the college, that Bud and Doyle are having a party, and there's like, oh, maybe it's like a party outside, and they're inside, and so they go to check it out, and when they're driving there, the Doyle's girlfriend says, maybe it's like they're having like a lecture. What? You think Bud and Doyle are having a lecture on how like they're gonna have like big screens outside where you can see like what's going on inside the Biodome? And they get there, and sure enough, which this makes no sense. Where did all the crap come from for the party?
Yeah.
There's spotlights outside the Biodome. These guys don't have 2 pennies to rub together, but somehow they have money for pizzas and this huge, massive party.
How did the other 4, 5 people not hear all of this?
Right.
Because they've gotten out of the desert, and they're in the rainforest area, swimming in the pool and DJing. Bud and Doyle are crowned king of the Biodome, and they're being
How did they get out of that area?
I never thought of that. How did they get out?
Stairs?
I guess if you have enough humans, you can stack them on top of each other.
Human pyramid. Human pyramid.
You're surprisingly good on all.
They did.
You're surprisingly good on all fours. He tells Doyle that. He's like, oh, be a table. And he tells him, you're surprisingly sturdy on all fours. So stupid.
So
I've laughed.
The morning after they everybody's gonna leave the Biodome. But
well, wait, before we move on to the morning after, let's talk some more about this party. So this party is just ridiculous, and the Biodome 5 come walking out of their hole in the ground where they missed out on all of this happening until it's fully popped off and everybody's there, and there's literally like hundreds of people at this party. And this really drunk guy comes up to them and he says, "Who are you guys?" "We're the Biodome." And they all like strike a pose.
And the
"We're the
superhero
Biodome
pose.
5." And
And the
he's like,
bodybuilder pose, like, we're the
yeah,
Biodome 5.
yes, exactly. Like,
Get your
oh,
traps
my
out.
shoulders are out, my elbows are pointed, my like, haha, I'm showing you my lats.
Yes,
And
that's it.
then the guy's like, "Oh, okay, cool," and he like pukes over the side into their like into the lake and everything.
Well, he said,
And
"Are you guys in the band? We're the
yeah,
Biodome 5. Which one's Tito?"
yeah, that's right. Which one's Tito? And then Faulkner, I think, goes to attack him, or he goes to attack another person, and he gets jumped by a bunch of people, and he comes up from that getting jumped, handcuffed to a pole with his arms around the pole, and everyone else just kind of walks off and leaves him there, handcuffed to this pole. And then finally, the girls, Bud and Doyle's girlfriends, they ream him out for destroying the biodome and ruining everything, and they suck and they're such idiots, and they leave. And so the party ends, and the next morning comes, and it's basically the investors come in with the guy who spent all the money to build the biodome and do this whole experiment, and the homeostasis is at like what, 3% or 0%.
It says,
yeah, it's like a 1 or
Yeah.
4%. All hell is broken loose.
All hell is broken loose. And they're talking about how the experiment's over, it's all ruined, what a waste of money. And then he says to Romulus, "I should have left you in charge." And he kind of bows forward, but he's got blue paint all over his forehead and his face.
They wrote like loser on his forehead.
Yeah.
No, it says party. It just says party across it. It's like, all right, fine.
But and then he says, "Well, maybe not. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have left you in charge." And then he says, "Where's Faulkner?" And one of the girl way too hot girl scientists holds up handcuffs, and it's just there's the part that clicks, and then the part that comes and clicks around, and the part that comes to click around is gone completely off the handcuffs. She says, "It looks like they were chewed through by a rat." Like, what the? So I guess he gnawed through handcuffs is the idea. I mean, this movie just every time you're like, it can't get any dumber, it surprises the hell out of you. It just goes dumber.
To restore homeostasis to the biodome, and Doyle grabs the key, and they're standing there arguing. He's gonna eat it, and Pauly Shore stands up and says, "If anybody's gonna leave, you better do it right now. You have 5 seconds." And they count it down, and when they get to 1, Russell's like, "Wait, I don't want to be locked in."
Yeah, the like, weird, creepy. Yeah.
Dude, and trust me, you don't want that guy hot in the biodome with you, bro.
Holding the key, and nobody steps forward, and he drops the key and eats it. And the best is, it's almost like it genuinely shocked Pauly Shore, because he's like, "Holy crap, he did it!"
Yeah, totally. He's totally not expecting that at all.
And Romulus walks up to them and says, "Are you out of your mind? We're all gonna die." And the best montage in the movie is the investors trying to drive them out. Like, find the key, let yourselves out, let's end this. And they go to the military, and this big drill sergeant almost looks like Major Payne from the Wayans, like the Wayans brothers and Major Payne. "I've used this tactic both here and overseas. It's sure to drive them out." And they start to play Safety Dance on repeat.
As if friends don't dance, and if they won't dance for that, no friends of mine. We can go where you wanna.
We don't have the money for this. We can't sing too much, then we gotta pay. Somebody's gonna be pissed.
Anyway, there's a big montage of them making improvements to the biodome. And one of my
did you catch before they decide that they're going to clean the biodome up, they're sitting in the desert area with all the garbage all around them, and Doyle says to Bud, we made Vasquez Lake. Because like in the beginning of the movie when they're just sitting at Vasquez Lake and all the garbage from all the parties people have thrown out there.
And
Again, I just
there's a
realized
montage.
I think I had paused this movie a couple times to like take a break, or I walked away. But apparently I had missed the third fart smelling scene where like it's slightly after they've gotten like homeostasis kind of built up, and now they've made like little hammocks out of like road or barrier, like orange barrier plastic, and Doyle is just crunching down hard and just releasing on top of Bud.
But
And again, just taking a big old whiff of and figuring out what he ate. And he's like, soy something with like non-dairy cheese. And first of all, who in the situation of this biodome was like, oh, if you're going to be here, you're vegetarian, like, or vegan. Actually, you're
Yeah.
completely vegan. Like, I would have been, no, I can't do that. I'm sorry.
It's
As
easier
much
to
as I would love to.
maintain, I guess the argument would be.
Yeah,
They don't have
but
to
I mean,
kill the animals that are there to get meat.
frozen.
I'm sure they
beef
eat egg and
patties.
cheese and stuff,
I hope so, but I guess that's what's
but they
fueling
just use
these guys'
tofu for
farts.
protein.
Oh my god, dude, it's
I don't know. That's
it's
like
hard to watch.
I gotta say that for a guy who was so turned off by these fart jokes, you seem to really enjoy these fart jokes.
I didn't realize they were. I've laughed harder now just talking about it with you guys than I had actually in watching the movie. Like, you guys describing
it's like
it
when you watch
is funnier than the actual film. So
it's like when you watch like Anchorman and stuff for the first time, or like Talladega Nights, those Will Ferrell movies that are really stupid. You're like, oh yeah, that was like that's a really good movie. That's funny. But the more you watch those movies, it becomes ingrained in you, and you start like quoting it without want to do so. It just flows out of you.
At first it's constrictive, and after a while it becomes a part of you.
Exactly. And then you're like, man, Anchorman is so funny. Talladega Nights is the best. Like, because those jokes just live in you. They feed you. Like, free Mahi Mahi, it just comes out without you wanting it to. Trust me, it was difficult working as a fishmonger. Every time people wanted to order mahi, I wanted to free the Mahi Mahi.
free mahi.
I couldn't. I had to hold it in. I had to hold my tongue.
You get a montage of the homeostasis slowly returning to normal, and you're getting ideas from Bud and Doyle about how to make improvements. And
you get my
they're
favorite
trying to-
joke in this entire movie when Doyle has this big container, and next to him is a mountain of cigarette butts, and he's taking the cigarette butts and putting them into tip, sliding them on top of each other, so they're all pointed one way, and he's singing, make it a filter, make it a filter, make it a filter. And Bud walks up and says, hey, the scientist told me, I can't remember their names, but the lady,
Romulus
the
said
black
we
lady,
could just
we could just string
Romulus.
wet bed sheets up, and that would do the same thing. It would filter the air with the wet bed sheets. And he's like,
It's Biggs,
well,
Olivia Biggs.
Yeah, Big. What am I gonna do with this with all this? And he's like, well, at least you collected them. But the scene where he's like, make it a filter. I don't know why, but that joke makes me laugh so hard.
And after they've gotten homeostasis very close to normal, they find signs of Faulkner. He's broken back into the room where they had the nitrous oxide, and he's written out in something, I still dream. It cuts to him in like this underground portion of Biodome that's, I guess, for plumbing and things like that.
Yeah.
He has an evil lair, and he's making bombs out of coconuts. Because when Earth Day comes, he wants to just level the biodome and kill everybody that comes in to get them and all of that. In 3 scenes, it's him building, and a parrot is there saying, I am God, I am God. And he turns to the parrot and says, no, I am God, and keeps working. The final scene, you see him before he confronts like Bud and Doyle. he's wearing feathers on his hat or on his head, and
Dude,
he's
like a
eating what
crown.
looks like chicken.
Yeah, he has like the beak here
Yeah,
and like the feathers all around and like the wings off the sides of his head.
and he is eating a drumstick. He finishes and goes, "No, I am God." I don't know why, but
Super.
that gets me.
Yeah, because he's like that's what I'm
He's
saying. Like
lost it.
he slowly turns on Bud and Doyle, and then all of a sudden it's just like boom, he snaps and he is gone, and he's just a totally different psychopath. And but one part that I think is hysterical is when you were talking about how the main investor guy that tried to get them out of the biodome, he's they're still trying with the music and everything and the lights and like to get them out with the SWAT team and the military.
Yeah.
And w- the, watching it, whenever he calls these guys in, for some reason they run in a line and they all go hut 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 every single time. Like what are they doing?
I enjoyed that. That was
Bud
a
and
good
Doyle
scene.
find him.
Yeah.
They find Faulkner, and Bud is telling Doyle, "I feel bad. We should try to reach out. We did ruin his project. We're trying to make it better. Maybe he can help us. He's still really smart. He's a genius." And they reach out to him, and he's, "Oh, you guys are doing a great job, and I have a special surprise for Earth Day. I want you guys to help me lay these." And they go to
he tells
throw
him it's
them.
fireworks.
He's like, "No, no, no. You got to be very careful. They're sensitive." And they lay them everywhere in the biodome. It's like cluster, and they throw them on a tree branch or something. And the way that they figure out that they're bombs is Bud grabs one and says, "Go long, Doyle." And Doyle runs down the stairs into the desert. Montana drops back, throws, and Doyle trips and can't catch the coconut, and it explodes. And I love that Pauly Shore's running down going, "Hamana, hamana." Just no words, pure panic. Like, "Oh my God, I killed him." And so they figure out he's insane. And when he's confronted, they play rock, paper, scissors for the detonator. He plays with Doyle, and Doyle, he says, "Rochambeau for the detonator." Okay. 1, 2, 3, paper. And he throws scissors and loses. And Pauly Shore hits him in the back of the head and goes, "Paper?"
Yeah.
And my favorite line is Faulkner goes, "Don't feel bad. I would have done it anyway."
Yeah, the only time in the whole movie that this dude throws paper. Like he throws rock every single time. They play way too many times in this movie to set up this joke.
For everything. It's for everything. That's their
And-
that's their setup and punchline. We lose the bid.
There's the big countdown, and as the clock strikes 0, spoiler alert, they restore homeostasis and it doesn't blow up. They stop the
Aw.
detonator. Faulkner gets away, and as they're opening the door to release back into society, he chucks a coconut. And there's a few moments where you're supposed to believe that like Bud and Doyle die in the explosion. Hey, spoiler alert, they don't. Make it out.
Quit ruining the movie,
We're saving
Trey.
you a lot here.
God.
We're saving you a lot here.
Yeah, spoilers from
This is
1994.
almost makes me want to cancel my Amazon Prime subscription just to not support them on rewatching this
Okay,
movie.
You can watch on
anywhere.
Tubi.
Oh, that's right. You can watch
Watch
for
on
free,
Tubi. It's fine.
for free on Tubi. Oh,
With ads
Lord.
on Tubi. The ads might
Yeah.
be, according to Matt, the ads might be the best part.
That's true. Oh, Dove came
Funny
out with
thing
a
about
new
this movie-
scent. Ooh.
Pauly Shore, when he is convincing people to try yoga poses, keeps talking about his sciatic, and he pokes his shoulder. That's not where your sciatic nerve is. Your sciatic is in your lumbar spine down here.
And it hurts like crazy.
And it's so funny because he keeps going, "My sciatic, my sciatic." And the way that they fix it is Doyle basically gives him the people's elbow. Every
He does,
time
yeah.
he throws out his sciatic.
And then there's the part where they're laying in their hammocks, the two of them just waiting for the next day, and the two hot scientists come in to hook up with them, and they are like disgustingly making out, and then Bud realizes like, wait, we have girlfriends, we can't cheat on them, and it's there are these small moments towards like once
Redemption.
they start to fix the biodome and try to reach homeostasis again, where they start to become better people and there's some redemption of the characters. But it's so little so late, and it's still mixed in with so much of them just being so incredibly stupid
Yeah.
that it's hard to even care that they've started on this road back to being normal, because they're so bad in the beginning and they're so like misogynistic and gross at in so much of these scenes,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
it's like I don't even know if I even care about these guys enough that, like, yeah, leave them in the desert. Like, who cares? They suck so hard.
Leave them. I mean, you have to look at this movie. Like, the party starts, the big, like, the turn, which is supposed to be like of this movie, is at the hour mark, and this is an hour and 25 minutes, and so then there was
30.
like 10 minutes. There's like 10 minutes to like them saving everything, and then him
And the montage is
Faulkner,
in there.
yeah, Faulkner going crazy, and then there's 15 minutes at the end where they realize we got to end this movie somehow, and that's where it's like, oh yeah, coconut bombs and like a parakeet. Oh, he has a god complex now, and now he thinks he's like controller of everything. Yeah, I kept thinking, I was like, no way, like this movie doesn't end. When does this end? What is happening? And I kept checking the time, and that's how you know you're really enjoying a movie. It's like you kept checking like the little dot is scrolling across the screen. You're like, oh my god, there's still 30
How
minutes.
much of this is left?
Oh my god.
And it sets up a sequel where they go to like a nuclear power plant because he has
Yeah.
to pee again when they're on the way home. I didn't
understand that.
Yeah.
That's
If it
not
had been
referenced to
Enron or
anything?
something like that, I'd be like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah, maybe
I'm sure it is.
like if they had been around 3 Mile Island and had drove into 3 Mile Island, or had
Area
drove into
51.
Chernobyl back in the day, then maybe that would make sense. But I don't know what that was.
It's called Comtech. Comtech. COMTEK. Maybe there's a deeper dive into that. It could have been funnier if this was like, oh shit, this is like a trilogy, like sort of like Shaun of the Dead kind of thing. If there was, there's a biodome, and now there's like an energy
I'm
dome.
so glad
and thank God they didn't.
that there's not.
Thank God there's not.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. Good Lord.
I
dude.
looked, I always try to look up behind the scenes stuff and funny things or interesting facts. And I use a lot of different people's YouTube channels and searching that way, and then researching online for articles and stuff.
Yeah.
There ain't a lot to find about Biodome. Like, basically, Stephen Baldwin hates this movie. He regrets ever doing it. He wanted to do part 2 though. And when he had his like come to Jesus moment after 2011 and changed his life around, he talked about how he just did this movie for the money, and he kind of regrets ever doing it.
It's hard to define a career after this.
I was looking up the Comtech thing. It's not a real company or anything. It was supposed to be a hint that a sequel could be like in the horizon.
Thank the Lord that we didn't get that sequel. They could have made a sequel to Son-in-Law. They could have made a sequel to In the Army Now. I never saw Jury Duty with Pauly Shore, but I heard it was really funny.
Oh.
That I guess should have been his like third in his trilogy of movies, and they should have just like, Biodome never happened. Sorry, we didn't mean to make that one.
Just the
Don't pay any
Mandela
attention
Effect
to it.
movie with Shazam and Sinbad versus Kazam and Jack.
Exactly. Should have never been. It's like the Mandela effect. This movie never happened.
I had to look up like what Steven Baldwin did like after Biodome, just to kind of see where he's been working. But the next up that had any kind of note after Biodome was Viva Rock Vegas with the Flintstones, and that actually got a worse score than Biodome. So stay tuned.
That's pretty bad.
For Viva Rock Vegas, and we'll do a side by side
somewhere down the line.
Somewhere down this line. Oh, he was in Half
Canada
Baked.
Attack.
So
briefly.
yeah.
He's not in that fake the whole time. But that reminds me
No,
of the line
he's
from
the
the
he's the MacGyver smoker.
yeah. Give
He's in
me
that one
a
scene.
VCR, a grapefruit, and my snorkel. Trust me, dude, I've made bongs with less.
Yeah, exactly.
Reminds me of the line in the South Park movie, His Career, when Canada starts to attack the US because they're at war and they bomb the Baldwin house. And Mr. Garrison is watching the news and he's like, "Oh, the Baldwins are dead."
Stephen Baldwin was the one in The Usual Suspects, right?
Yes, he was in The Usual
Didn't that
Suspects.
come out did that come out before Biodome though?
I think so. Maybe.
Yes, Usual
I don't know.
Suspects. Let me see. Yeah, Usual Suspects was 95. That was the year
Okay.
before
Yeah.
Biodome
Man,
came
you come
out.
off The Usual Suspects and then you do Biodome
Tribal.
as you come off one of the greatest movies ever to this. Man, that's bad. Kaiser Soze. Yeah, he totally Kaiser Soze'd his career in the verbal Kent. He went the wrong way.
Oops.
Yeah, he went the reverse. If you've seen The Usual Suspects, you understand what I'm talking about. If you haven't, go watch it. It's a good movie.
refresh your palate after this one. Tyler, I just got
exactly.
I want to ask you just outright, if it was like, hey, let's rewatch this movie, or Air Bud, what are we doing?
Do I only have to watch them once?
Yes.
Okay, then I would probably watch Biodome again. It's a really tough call because
Tyler really hates Air Bud.
Well, I've got some separation. I've got some separation from Air Bud now. The hatred for Air Bud came out of watching it over and over and over and over again, preparing for our episode, and just thinking like, once you watch this movie one time, I just want to burn it. I burn the sucker to the ground.
Kill it with fire.
Yeah, like it was so bad and it was mind numbing. Like, oh my gosh, this is so stupid. There's so many stupid. But this movie, they're painful. So I may have to change my answer. I may watch Air Bud because I don't.
Cool dog.
Yeah, like there's a dog playing basketball. I get to laugh about the dead dad like over and over again. Like how they just won't let go that this dude's dad is dead the whole time.
Ain't no rule book.
You know what part we didn't talk about in this one that's pretty funny is when they're talking about they're apologizing for the things that they did to each other through their lives that they lied to each other about, and he says like, oh, you remember when your hamster like this, and then your cat that, or your dog your hamster got killed, they blamed it on your turtle got killed, they blamed it on the cat, and then they put your cat down. Well, I stepped on the turtle and I framed the cat, and he's like, Mr. Whiskers, oh my gosh, and then Doyle says, or Bud says something that he did, and then Doyle comes with like, oh, and remember when that chipmunk got into the garage and got into the thing of kerosene and lit on fire and it burned down everything west of Blah's hardware store? He's like, you did that? He goes, no, but that was pretty funny, right? And he's like, yeah, they like laugh about it. And then when you're later on in the movie, when he comes in and they've ruined the Biodome and the investor comes in, he says, I haven't seen anything this bad since the Great Chipmunk Fire of 1974 or whatever. Like he references, and they look at each other like, "Oh crap!" Like he knows about the Chipmunk Fire. Yeah, I thought that was really funny.
Oh, crap, he knows.
But that's the thing though. It's hard to compare. Like, would you watch Biodome and Air Bud, because Air Bud's trying to be like a serious, cute, fun movie. Biodome, they're just stupid, and they don't try to hide this junk. Like they're stupid from the moment you meet them. It's rough.
It's fair,
but it's got some funny parts and it's got some hot chicks, and like there's some funny stuff in it, even though it's really stupid, and they're really frustrating. Like these two guys are really frustrating when they're just speaking in that the weasel voice, like all that weasel stuff, and it's just so much. If they had just toned that down a little bit, this movie would be a lot better and easier to watch, but it's so much of that Pauly Shore, the weasel character, and it's both of them. And Pauly Shore, it's him. It's like it comes out of him naturally. Stephen Baldwin, it's so forced. It's just so forced coming out of him. He's funny, but it's so forced.
I think that's why In the Army Now is better. People remember it more fondly because he plays off of a bunch of straight characters. Like,
Yeah.
they're in the military, so him doing all that stuff is like the guy that in the Army Now, he runs into him. You better find a doctor, tag an ambulance because I'm gonna tear off your head and spit down your neck. You understand me? Later on in the movie where he does I better call 976, find a tow truck and get an ambulance because you're gonna tear off my toe and spit down my head. You want water or not, dude?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And it keeps him closer to the ground with it. Where in this movie he's just free to be in the atmosphere and just being as ridiculous as he wants and doing the weird like dancing around and all that weird crap that he's doing. In the Army Now, it has flashes of it.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot more in this movie that I noticed that like I don't think there was an end like to some of the scenes that they definitely knew, okay, this is to move the story forward or whatever. They just kind of like said action. He said his line, he did his thing. Because there's obviously some moments where like Stephen Baldwin is trying to keep up, like you were saying, like he's trying to improv like with Pauly Shore, and I feel like there's some oddness there where like he thinks, oh, are we stopping? And then he says, oh no, he's still going, and he like kind of like picks up his energy and he keeps going again. I noticed that like several times when they're like dancing through the rainforest and stuff like that, which was like their favorite place to film was that damn rainforest in the desert. But yeah, man, out of all these, I will say with Pauly Shore, Pauly is at least true to being Pauly, and you're not walking into any of his movies thinking like you're going to get something different. And so he was such a representative of that era of the 90s of grunge and rock and roll, and was such a like an iconic character of that and person of that time. You know, it's, you can't put too much weight on these. Like they are what they are. Like you're saying, this is, you know what you're getting into when you bought that movie ticket to go see it in 96. So any last thoughts or anything?
It's like watching Ernest. Like Ernest is Ernest. You're gonna get that character, and he's bringing that same energy. Like we were talking about before. The problem with this movie is the reins were taken off, and he could just be as weaselly as he wanted to be, and he works so well in like Son-in-Law and in the Army Now, because like Trey said, the rest of the characters in the movie are straight characters. They may have some humor to them, but he's playing off them as straight characters. Even Andy Dick, who's like his buddy in the other movie, is constantly like, dude, you're an idiot, Bones. Like, you're like, what are you doing? And he's just being himself.
One step closer to living in the dumpster.
Exactly. Like he's making fun of the behavior. Stephen Baldwin trying to be on the same level and them being almost the same person. It's too much. It's too much weasel. But well, that pretty much brings us to the end of Biodome. It's worth watching once. It's really bad, but it's worth it. And if you used to watch it as a kid, that joke is still funny as hell. Like, I mean, some of them jokes are super funny. You know, some of the moments are awesome, but it definitely probably could have killed Pauly's movie career moving forward. But I think Jury Duty came after, but he probably had some kind of deal to do Jury Duty before this one came out, because this is rough.
They owed him one more.
Thanks so much again. Exactly. Like it was on the contract. Like I get to do this and this, and they were like, okay, but that's it.
He's the manager from Rookie of the Year. One
more. One more. Rowan Gardner. What did he call me? But thank you guys so much for listening. We really appreciate you. Like I was begging in the beginning, check us out on YouTube. Share us, like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on Instagram. Nostalgialand.podcast. You know, comment, share our videos, whatever you want to do. Just participate with us. We're trying to build community. We're trying to give you guys what you want to hear, and not just, you know, stuff that we enjoyed. We want to make this as inclusive as possible to people who enjoy what we're doing here. We're trying to come up with different ideas for some different content too. So hopefully in the future, you'll see more of like when Trey was streaming Ghostbusters the other day, and we were talking smack while he was having fun doing that, and kind of an homage to Mystery Science Theater 3000, where we just run a movie and talk some junk and kind of hang out with each other, and let you guys in on that too. But we really appreciate you, and we're looking forward to seeing where this thing takes us as three idiots who like to talk with each other and relive our nostalgic feelings for some great movies and some bad movies. As it turns out, we do love some bad movies. But thanks again, and until next time.
I'm Matt.
Trey.
And I'm Tyler. Cowbunga. Cowbunga.